Welcome, everyone. Today we have got a lovely guest. Her name is Dorota, and she is a decluttering specialist. So, we're going to explore what that clutter really means in your life. If you feel that you are holding on to stuff and you cannot really let go of things, what does that mean? And then also, if you have some stories that you have experienced while you were growing up, maybe you had a very troublesome childhood, maybe your relationships have had sometimes trauma or betrayal. Why has that been the case? So, we'll explore some of that. So, if you're feeling it, stay tuned because as I look into her field, you'll get some of the answers for you as well. Is this is why you are here. And then we will look at what can we do about it? How can you really get freedom from whatever is blocking you from your next level? Okay, so very glad to have you here. Welcome, Dorota.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for this. It's crazy.
I'm so excited as well. All right. So, do I have permission to tune into your Akashic Records and just see what comes up for you?
Yes, full permission granted.
Okay, thank you so much. And just so you know, it'll my intention is that whatever we are seeing is in your highest good and it helps you in your highest growth and expansion. So let's see, what is your higher self showing us first? And I'm just getting this first visual, which is you. It's either you cooking or it is you doing something like coding. I haven't quite figured that out, but something where you are on a desk and you are following a process. And what they're really showing is that you are very good at following processes, at sort of getting into the depth of a process. You'll follow things very diligently. You have a good ability to follow through things. You might not feel that you are a researcher or you are a problem solver, but you very much are because you get into the heart of things and you solve, do things. Um, there's no methodology to it, there's no framework, there's no fancy term to it, but you have a good way of knowing it, and not everybody has that level of understanding or comprehension. And it seems to come from up above you, which it does. Like I can see you are doing this and you are very connected to your higher self when you are doing all your projects. When you are helping people with decluttering, for example, when it seems to be something bigger, even when you're doing something new, but you are very detailed and very thorough with what you do. Does that sound true to you? How is it?
Yeah, like 1000%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to in depth know something to understand it and be able to then do it as well.
Yeah. And not everybody has it is very natural for you. N- there are very few people on earth who would have that level of understanding for things as you would have. But just because it's not as widely known, like, if they're in a company like Google and then they're making programs a certain way, um, or it's a consulting firm, they'll have a fancy framework to it. They'll be able to sell it that way. But your knowledge, the way you're able to absorb a lot of complex information and work through it, you have a lot of capability of that, um, a lot of depth to it. You could be thrown in very different situations and you'll work it out and you'll know it. Like You will know. They're even showing me like, big manuals, and that you'd be able to go through the big manuals and you'll be able to pick up the parts, but you would know the manuals like inside out, you would know them. And sometimes even people who have written them, they would need to go and refer, whereas you have a very in-depth understanding of things. Um, so this is just what they're saying, that this is your biggest channel, your gift as well, because when you are looking at things, the more you are in your alignment and you are talking to your higher self, and you might not know this, you might not even be doing it consciously, but because this is your zone of genius. So when you operate like that, you're really connected truly into your higher identity. And that's where all the information comes through. So it's very easy, it's very natural, it's almost even fun and cathartic for you, because you have a sense of accomplishment. To you, it feels like a breeze. So that's just something for your validation. And not
Mm.
everybody carries that gift, but this is so much in your alignment, so much in your soul essence. Okay, so now I'm asking your higher self the bigger question around why the things happen in a certain way in your life. What really was the cause? Like, if you are so talented, why did you pick up that lifetime? Why did you, um, have to feel like you were so different? So, partly it is because you are really brilliant, and people don't understand that. For them, it's a very different language. For them, it's like they cannot begin to understand it. And so, the couple of things that happen, right, when you say some things to them at the minute, what happens is that when they see, when you talk about, well, this is what we can do with the space, for example, they feel that they feel overwhelmed with how they would need to do it because they don't understand the process. The process is clear in your head. To them, the process seems very overwhelming. Then, to some extent, they also feel intimidated because they feel, well, if she can understand it, they feel a little small. And the shift that you are making, where you are working towards, is going to a place where your clients don't feel this way, but your clients feel like, gosh, she can see that, what I couldn't. And, this is so amazing, so exciting. I'm so excited to hop into the next place. I'm so excited to have this new, beautiful place. I'm so excited to have a place that feels more like me, where I feel more spacious. And the reason why you've had your challenges your way in your life is because those challenges explain to you what people might go through. It makes you really empathetic towards other people. It helps you understand their attachment to things, their attachment to objects. It's not purely objects, it is the memories. Sometimes it's the validation of what they couldn't have. Sometimes they're missing love. They wanted to be seen. So that is the thing that they are bringing in. So you've had all of those stories to become a lot more sensitive yourself, to understand that firsthand, so that then you can bring it on and spread it more to people, so that when you are telling them your process of decluttering, the more you explain it to them in words that they will understand in terms of the problems that they're going through, the more they will be able to listen to you, not feel overwhelmed, but they'll actually feel seen. And this is the gold nugget, that they will resonate more with you, and you'll magnetize your clients more when you are speaking to them and understanding their emotions and talking to that while you have the conversation with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I never looked at it that way that when it comes to like theory or learning new things, I've always preferred to really understand. I mean, that's the only way that I could learn something is that I really, really have to understand deeply what that is to be able to then go and do it myself. But I'm a super fast learner. Like even my
Mm-hmm.
personal trainer, when I had one at the gym, he was like, I've never had a client who would just do the exercise in the most like proficient way after like one time or two times showing it that you do. And I always like took pride in that. But and I always think like I can just do anything because
Mm-hmm.
if other people are good at this, it means that I can be too. But I never thought of like my experiences that these are actually the things that I've learned, the things from the experience, and the experience was my experience. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's yeah,
So you
it
have
makes so
come
much
on
sense.
earth because you have a natural ability to know a lot of things, and your ability to know that is coming from your higher self. You're very, very attuned to it. So when you are able to learn and grasp things, that is you, but that is the higher part of you that not a lot of people on earth are able to channel that way. So you're very, very good. You're very good that way. Right. But your purpose of coming to earth was to bring that expansion, the evolution here. And so to help you do that, because if you just purely stand in your light, which you are, like you have a lot of love and light, but somehow for your clients or even your relationships, without finding that relatability with you, it just seems too bright. It's like walking from a dark room into a light filled room. And if it's very bright, like think of it when you just wake up in the morning and let's say the light's very bright, you we tend to close our eyes. And it's a little bit like that. Whereas your story makes it more relatable. It's like a rope, and then they can pull on to it and they can understand, okay, this is why. So you really
Mhm.
come in. The deeper purpose is that you really come in to help people. This is your service where you're helping them declutter, you're helping them evolve, you're helping them let go of stuff, not just in their houses, but also the physical, emotional baggage that they're holding in their space. So you're liberating them from the weight that they've been carrying. Yes, there's physical weight, but there is invisible weight.
Mhm.
So when you translate your story, they get all of that a lot easier. And then they're able to pull on through. Now, the other question that you have not asked, but what the guidance that's really coming through very strongly for you and for all the listeners who are listening is that you wonder as a business owner, as a healer, as a coach, you feel that, or you might feel, but I read this very strongly for the group that's listening right now, that, oh, if I shared my total story, it diminishes my authority. Like, authority is, I'm this picture perfect person. I know whatever healing that I do, or this is my zone of expertise. I'm very good at it. And this is who I am. And I want to really project that light. And so there's confusion. Well, I can't really be my full self. But the guidance that's coming through is the more you are able to share yourself and you're able to share your journey through the story, you help people come in. You open up the door where people understand you, they understand your story. Otherwise, it just feels too cold and it feels too far off. The other example, when I'm looking at this, is also um, like if we think in terms of a price point, maybe whatever money you have, but if you look at, let's say, a 7-star hotel or a really luxury hotel, and when you are looking for a holiday, you might not even check the price of the luxury hotel just because you feel, well, it's so high up there, it's never even going to be in my budget. So you never look at it. And maybe, just maybe, that's a special occasion for you. That day you really want to celebrate, so you have a little bit higher appetite to spend. And perhaps that luxury hotel is running a deal. And so it would be very close to the price point that you're willing to pay. But because it feels so far off, you don't even tend to look that way. And that's a little bit sometimes what you might be doing with your authority, where you feel, oh, I've got to be this person, I'm this person on the banner or on the post. I'm like this perfect person who knows this craft. But the invitation is that go ahead, share yourself, because you have had a journey for a very specific reason. Your soul, or you as a soul, chose exactly the journey that you were supposed to have. So your story makes perfect sense. There was nothing broken in it. It was fully planned out. It was fully planned out and mapped out with your calling, the way you were supposed to evolve. So there's a linkage between your story and how you are going. And hence, the invitation is that step into your story. And it does two things. Like for people, of course, it helps them relate with you, it helps them resonate with you. You have a wider reach, you have more impact, you're able to serve more. But also for you, it helps you really flesh out. Even as healers, as coaches, as you're working through things, you are letting go of stuff. You're letting go of your own past stories. You're peeling off your own layers and masks. And as you step more and more into you, and you give more permission to yourself to fully be you, you're also healing yourself and expanding. The reason why you came on earth was to shine your light here, was to help the earth evolve with whatever gift and blessing you carry for the earth, people. But for yourself, you also came to evolve. You also came to learn that, oh, I'm going to carry my gift and I'm really going to integrate it with my life on earth. And I'm going to so be more in my shine and light with my gift. And it's as if I'm going to transcend the pain that earth is bringing to me. So you are learning to evolve, elevate your own vibration on earth. So the more you share your story, the more you just allow yourself to peel off and almost be like, fuck it, who cares, in terms of, sharing your real raw truth. The more you step into that, the more your light will shine, the more your own evolution will happen, and you extend that evolution more on earth. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah, and you know what? When you were talking, the first thing that came to my head, and it's just like such a strong vibe right now, is I, for a very long time, sort of blamed, I could use that word maybe, my narcissistic dad and my like very empathetic mom for making me this way because of how my dad operates. And I love him so much because he's a great dad. He's unfortunately has those very strong narcissistic traits where like I had to be sort of even like 1000% more vigilant and more detail oriented person because otherwise like nothing was ever good enough. So if I brought like an A from exam, he would always say like, why not A star, right? So I've but now I'm thinking when you said this, I know it's funny, right? Like I laugh now, but it like my self-esteem, like what that did to
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
self-esteem, right?
I laugh with
But
empathy. I have a lot of love and care
yeah,
for you. Know
yeah.
that.
I know it was very genuine. Like I knew, like I know that you know what I mean. But and I'm sure like a lot of listeners can also see themselves in this. But what I'm hearing actually is they were put on my path for me to be able to learn this so that can serve my purpose rather than they were a block on my path, if that
Yeah,
makes
so what
sense.
you've done in your previous lifetimes is you had mastered the art of like getting into the detail or really grabbing the information, bringing it onto the body, right? You'd already mastered that. And that's why this time you chose this set of parents because you also then wanted to bring that art, but also be able to then expand it. The soul has a different way of learning, of evolving. Like our body's idea of fun is sometimes getting a medal or having a good holiday, like those body, according to the body, the good feeling experiences, right? That's what the body enjoys. And body says, oh, I loved it. I had a really good time. And this is where the soul and the body differ a little bit. Soul, it's almost like it cares and it doesn't care. It cares
Mm-hmm.
because it wants it's not that it always wants to punish you. That's not the message. Soul is not always wanting to punish you. Your evolution is not in the idea of punishing you, but they want to transcend you to the next level. So sometimes soul is no, all the time, soul is like researching a topic and it almost wants to know everything. So, if I give an example, let's say water, and soul just wants to understand water. So you might be born as a dolphin, you're experiencing life in a certain way, then you might as a soul just experience drowning
Mm-hmm.
because you are learning everything with water. So that is soul's idea of evolution. Does the body feel good that way? No. But does the
Yeah.
soul feel like, yes, I have done the thesis and I fully understand water in a physical experience? Yes. So sometimes when you have these traumatic experiences, and what you've been able to do is transcend those and go, well, hang on, wait a minute, I'm still love and light. I still carry all of these gifts. I'm going to actually not get held back in this incarnation. I'm actually going to help other people declutter. I'm going to serve other people. So you have transcended that. And the soul is
Mm-hmm.
actually looking for that transcendence and say that word, uh, transcendence. I think I said
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Soul's actually looking for that, right? Soul's not wanting you to suffer, but in the body, we can tend to suffer for a long time because it's a physical experience. But soul's just wanting, or your higher self is just wanting you to transcend and move on to the next level. It's like, do this and don't get affected by it.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is you are there. And a lot of the
Yeah.
listeners who are listening to this right now, if you are tuning into this episode, high chances that you are on a similar journey. So it's beautiful that now you're able to share your gifts with the world. I'm encouraging you to see whatever has happened in the past as a way forward, as something that framed you, that helped you evolve, that helped you grow. And just this awareness is what you can spread with the in the world, and you'll bring a lot more expansion within you and around you as well. And on that note, we will wrap this episode up. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time with another episode.